Faye, you had an excellent question. I'm going to read it. Exercises to keep a rhythm and flow throughout a trail pattern. And that's the part I'm going to answer right now. You know, and then you mentioned extended gaits are being used in a pattern, where in some of our trail patterns, they're asking us to extend the lope, the trot, and that makes a totally different feel to your maneuvers. So here's what I want to say. Often people that practice trail practice just the obstacle itself. Then they break down to a jog or a walk and they finish it. What I will do is often have my riders, and what I do on my horses, is we may lope the lope overs that are in the pattern, then we'll continue loping and maintenance the lope itself and go to the outside of that particular obstacle. That's why when I'm practicing trail the night before we show, I don't necessarily practice the whole pattern all at once. I will break apart obstacle by obstacle, and we will work on these things. We'll work on our positioning to the obstacle. We'll work on the horse's acceptance of the obstacle, but then I work on the horse's cadence or movement through the obstacle. And often, the way you keep a horse cadenced and moving good is... Hi, I'm Ｄaنa Hokana. Knowledge correctly applied is powerful and can transform you and your horse. Team Hokana Video Club gives you the knowledge and shows you how to apply it. Over 200 online training videos to help you in your daily workout with your horse, and new ones being released monthly. My goal is to help you transform your riding and your horse's performance. Join our team today. Go to Hokana.com. And often, the way you keep a horse cadenced and moving good is to collect them, bridle them, push them through, and collect them. And sometimes that can frighten the horse over the obstacles, and some people don't like training their horse doing that through the obstacles. That's why, say we had a left lead lope circle wheel, we might get that horse loping extremely pretty and cadenced and fluid outside of the obstacle, then come over, do the obstacle, leave the obstacle, go back in the open space of the arena and circle again, re-maintain that lope, go back to the obstacle, and that's how we'll practice our obstacles. Because your question is excellent. It is just as important to have a style and a grace and a pretty flow over the obstacles as it is to be clean these days. You know, when you hit things, you get penalty points. But if your horse is moving out of balance or ugly, you also get penalty points. And one thing you mentioned also in here as part of your question was keeping the correct body position without looking stiff and or rigid. So when you're comfortable, say back to that left lead lope again, when you're comfortable really loping that circle of that left lead lope, and you've done it over and over, and your horse is in a flow, and the poles are almost like secondary. Primary is the cadence, the flow to that horse, the position. So then outside of the trail poles, you can correct that body position, you can relax your body, sit it, then you maybe lope a pole or two or the whole obstacle, then go back to correcting the body position and getting that horse nice and comfortable. It will really help you. We do it trotting also. Say, for example, you had a serpentine with a cone that you have to trot around and through with cones as your markers. Sometimes we'll just trot a left circle around and around and around that cone. Once we like it, then we'll go ahead and let our horse transition over to a right and head to the right. Then we'll circle a right circle over and over and over around that cone until our cadence and our position is excellent on the horse. So don't think obstacle, think cadence, flow, and position as you're warming up your horse. For 10 years, I've used the TR3 Classic drag to keep my performance horses at their peak. And now I'm so excited to say that we now have that TR3 E-Series. There just isn't anything better than that TR3 Arena drag to help make my performance and my program complete. So no matter the size of your program, good footing should matter to you. So contact ABI today and get your arena drag.